Today, we are diving into the world of SQL, structured query language. Imagine SQL as the universal language that allows us to communicate with databases. Just like we use languages such as English or Spanish to talk to people, we use SQL to talk to databases. It helps us create, update, retrieve, and manage data efficiently. Think about your favorite apps and websites, whether it's Instagram, YouTube, or an online shopping site like Amazon. Behind the scenes, SQL is working hard to store user information, manage transactions, and fetch data in real time. But SQL is not tied to just one platform. It works with many database systems, some of the most popular being MySQL, often used for web applications, example WordPress, e-commerce stores, etc. PostgreSQL, known for its advanced features and security used in banking and data analytics. And last but not least, SQLite, a lightweight database often used in mobile applications. Whether you are a data analyst, software developer, or IT professional, SQL is a must-have skill. So why is SQL so important? Let's go back to a real-world analogy. Imagine walking into a huge library with thousands of books, but there's a problem that there is no catalog, no librarian, and no way to search for a book efficiently. You would have to go through every single shelf just to find what you need. A database without SQL is just like that messy or unorganized library. SQL acts as a librarian. It helps organize, search, and manage data so we can find what we need in seconds. With SQL, we can retrieve specific data, example, find all customers who made purchase last month, add new data, example, insert new students into school database, or update records, for example, change a customer's address, or delete outdated information, example, remove inactive users from an app. Companies like Google, Facebook, Netflix, and Amazon run millions of SQL queries every single day to process their user data. Every time you search for a movie on Netflix, SQL is working in the background, retrieving results within milliseconds. SQL makes data management efficient, fast, and structured, which is why it's a key technology in today's data driven world. Before we can start using SQL, we need a database management system, DBMS. This is the software that allows us to store, retrieve, and manage our data. Some popular SQL database management systems are MySQL, PostgreSQL, SQLite. MySQL, one of the most popular open source databases used by websites, blogs, and online stores. It comes with MySQL Workbench, a visual tool to manage databases. For example, it is used by e-commerce platforms like Shopify using to manage customer orders and inventory. PostgreSQL, a popular open source database known for reliability and security, used by banks, financial institutions, and analytics platforms. It comes with a PG admin for a graphical tool for managing PostgreSQL database. Uber uses PostgreSQL for real-time write tracking and pricing. SQLite, a lightweight database stored in single file, commonly used in mobile apps and small projects. For example, your phone's contacts app likely uses SQLite and store names store names and numbers. How to install SQL on your computer? For MySQL, download MySQL Community Edition from mysql.com. For PostgreSQL, download PostgreSQL from postgresql.org. For SQLite, download SQLite from sqlite.org. So, SQL is the backbone of modern data management. Whether you are analyzing business data, building applications, or managing large scale systems, SQL is an essential skill that makes data handling easy and efficient. So, SQL is the language for communicating with databases. It helps us store, retrieve, and manage data efficiently. Popular databases include MySQL, PostgreSQL, and SQLite. SQL is widely used for tech giants like Google, Facebook, and Amazon. Installing SQL is simple, and once set up, you can start querying data instantly. Now that we understand what SQL is and why it's important, let's dive into different types of SQL commands. Imagine you are managing a library system. You need to create a new bookshelf, add books to the shelves, update book details, lend books to members, undo mistakes if something goes wrong. Just like a librarian needs different tools to manage books efficiently, SQL provides five major categories of commands to help us with databases. So, different SQL categories are DDL, Data Definition Language, DQL, Data Query Language, DML, Data Manipulation Language, DCL, Data Control Language, TCL, Transaction Control Language. Data Definition Language or DDL is used to define and structure databases. DDL commands define and modify the structure of a database, such as creating, altering, or deleting tables. Think of it like setting up a new library catalog. You create sections, define book categories, and arrange book accordingly. Some key some key DDL commands are create. Create commands creates a new database object, table, index, view, etc. Example: creating a student database table. Imagine a school setting up a new student database where every student has unique ID. Alter command. Alter command modifies an existing database structure. For example, adding a new column to the students table. The school decides to collect student email addresses after initially setting up the database. Drop command is used to delete an entire table, removing all the data and structure. A company discontinues a project, so it removes its database using this table or this command. Truncate table. Truncate command. Truncate command removes all records from table but keeps its structure. A retail store resets its sales data at the end of each year while keeping the same database structure. DQL. DQL or data query language is used to retrieve information from a database. It is like searching for a specific book in a library catalog by title, author, or genre. Some key DQL commands are select. It is used to select or retrieves specific data from a table. For example, fetching all the students older than 20. So the command for the same would be select name age from students where age is greater than 20. For example, hospital retrieves patient records of all those above 60 for a special medical program. DML or data manipulation language. DML commands modify the data within a database. If DDL is about setting up a library catalog, DML is about borrowing, returning, and updating book details. Some key DML commands are insert, adds new data to a table. For example, a customer signs up for an online shopping website and their details are added to the database. Update. Modifies existing data, records in a table. A bank updates a customer's phone number when they request a change. Delete command. Delete command removes specific records from a table. For example, a streaming service removes inactive users who haven't logged in for a year. DCL. Some key DCL commands are grant and revoke. Grant gives specific privileges to a user. A company grants a junior analyst permission to view but not modify customer data. Revoke. It is used to remove specific privileges from a user. For example, a school revokes access to grade records from a teacher who no longer teaches there. TCL or transaction control language. TCL manages transactions in a database. A transaction is a series of operations that should be executed as a single unit. Think of online shopping. If payment fails, the order should not be confirmed. Some key TCL commands are begin transaction, commit, rollback, save point. Begin transaction starts a new transaction. For example, a bank begins proceeding a fund transfer. Commit saves all changes made during a transaction. For example, an e-commerce website successfully processes an order and confirms it. Rollback. It undoes all changes made during transaction. For example, if a customer's payment fails, the order is not confirmed and the cart remains unchanged. Save point. It creates a rollback point within a transaction. For example, a bank transaction allows partial rollback before completing a large fund transfer. So, to conclude, SQL commands are the foundation of database management. DDL helps us define the data structure. DQL allows us to query data. DML lets us modify data. DCL controls the access, and TCL ensures transactions run smoothly. Imagine SQL as the backbone of modern applications, from social media platforms to banking systems. Every service relies on an efficient and secure databases. Now we are going to learn about one of the most powerful concepts in SQL, joins. Imagine you are running an online store like Amazon. You have two separate tables, customer table and orders table. Customer table stores customer details like name and email. Orders table stores order details like product purchased and order date. Now, what if you want to see which customers bought which products? Since information is in one table and order details are in another, we need a way to combine them. This is where joins come in. SQL joins allow us to combine data from multiple tables based on a common column. In most cases, this common column is something like customer ID or order ID. Types of SQL joins. SQL provides different types of join operations, each serving a different purpose. Let's go through each one with simple analogies and SQL queries. Inner join. Fetching, matching data only. Imagine a school where you have two lists. A list of students enrolled in a programming course, a list of students who passed the final exam. If you want to see only the students who are both enrolled and passed, you use an inner join to get only the common names from both lists. Mm. Left join or left outer join. It is used for fetching all records from the left table. Imagine a company that maintains a list of all employees and a list of employees who received bonuses this year. If we want to see all employees, including those who didn't receive a bonus, we use a left join. Right join or right outer join. Suppose you are checking a university's scholarship program. The right table contains a list of students who received a scholarship. The left table contains all the students who applied. If we want to see only students who got scholarships, even if they didn't apply themselves, we use right outer join. Full outer join. It is used for fetching everything. Imagine two social media influencers comparing their followers. The left table is one influencer's followers, The right table is another influencer's followers. If we want to see all followers from both lists, even if they don't follow both influencers, we use a full outer join. Alrighty, let's start by creating a new table to store employee details. Think of this as setting up a new office where we will keep all our records. Now that we have our employee table ready, let's add some employees. This is like filling our office with employees by hiring them. Now that we have employees in our database, let's see who they are. We use the select command to retrieve data. Think of this as looking at the employee records in our office files. To retrieve all employee records, we use select star from employees. To retrieve specific columns, we use the name of the columns we need to retrieve. For example, in this case, we have used first name, last name, and salary from the table name employees. And to retrieve employees in IT department, we use the command select star from employees where department equals to IT. Oops, looks like we need to update an employer's salary. Also, we need to remove that employee who has left the company. Let's fix that. We can update an employee's salary using update command. Update employees set salary equals to 75,000 where employee ID equals to 2. Also, we can use delete command to delete an employee record. Let's say our company has grown and we now need to store employees email address. We can modify a table to include a new column. We use alter table to alter table employees add email to add new employees email ID. Managing transactions using TCL. Transaction help us make changes safely. If something goes wrong, we can roll back to undo changes or commit to save them permanently. We use begin transaction command to start a transaction. We use rollback command to undo the changes we have made. Using joins to combine data. What if we had a separate table for departments? Joins allow us to combine data from multiple tables, just like linking two lists in a spreadsheet. We have created a table departments and we have inserted the required values in the same. Finally, to perform an inner join to see employee names with department names, we have selected the employee's first name, last name, department name from employees to make an inner join with departments on employees dot department ID. And that's our app. We have covered creating a database and tables, inserting, updating, and deleting records, retrieving and filtering data, using joins to combine data from multiple tables. SQL is a powerful tool for managing data and mastering it. We it will give you a huge advantage in data science, software development, and database administration. Keep practicing, and soon you will be a SQL expert. Thank you. This is it.